How mountains are born. Plate tectonics explained. What if I told you that the tallest mountains on Earth were born from a slow-motion collision happening beneath our feet right now? Mountains are not random piles of rock. They are scars of immense tectonic violence, created by continents crashing, oceans disappearing, and unimaginable forces reshaping the planet over millions of years. But how does flat land rise into giant peaks? Why do some mountains keep growing while others slowly vanish? And what invisible process deep inside Earth is still building mountains today? In this video, we'll uncover the fascinating geological story behind how mountains are born. The moving Earth, understanding plate tectonics. At first glance, Earth may seem calm, stable, and unchanging. Mountains stand tall for millions of years. Continents appear fixed in place, and oceans seem permanent. But beneath this seemingly quiet surface, our planet is constantly moving. In fact, the ground beneath your feet is part of a massive, slowly shifting system that has been reshaping Earth for billions of years. This incredible process is known as plate tectonics, and it explains why continents drift, earthquakes happen, volcanoes erupt, and mountains rise. To understand plate tectonics, we first need to look inside Earth itself. Our planet is made up of several layers. At the center lies the inner core, an extremely hot and dense sphere made mostly of iron and nickel. Surrounding it is the outer core, a layer of molten metal responsible for generating Earth's magnetic field. Above the core sits the mantle, an enormous layer of hot rock extending thousands of kilometers beneath the surface. Finally, we have the crust, the thin outer shell on which we live. However, Earth's crust is not a single unbroken layer. Instead, it is fragmented into enormous sections called tectonic plates. These plates, together with the rigid uppermost part of the mantle, form what geologists call the lithosphere. Think of the lithosphere as a giant cracked shell floating on a softer, hotter, and more flexible layer beneath it known as the asthenosphere. But what causes these plates to move? The answer lies deep inside the mantle. Although rocks in the mantle are solid, they behave differently under immense heat and pressure over geological timescales. Heat rising from Earth's interior creates slow-moving convection currents. Hot material rises upward, cools as it approaches the surface, and eventually sinks again. These movements act like a conveyor belt, slowly pushing and pulling tectonic plates across the planet. Even though tectonic plates move at speeds of only a few centimeters per year, roughly as fast as fingernails grow, their long-term impact is extraordinary. Over millions of years, continents shift positions, oceans open and close, and landscapes are completely transformed. Tectonic plates interact with one another along their boundaries, and these interactions shape much of Earth's geology. Scientists generally divide plate boundaries into three main types: divergent, convergent, and transform boundaries. At divergent boundaries, plates move away from each other. As they separate, molten material from the mantle rises to fill the gap, cools, and forms new crust. This process often occurs beneath the oceans at underwater mountain chains called mid-ocean ridges. Over immense timescales, divergent boundaries can even create entirely new oceans. Convergent boundaries are places where plates move toward one another. When an oceanic plate collides with a continental plate, the denser oceanic plate sinks beneath the continent in a process known as subduction. This can trigger earthquakes, volcanic activity, and mountain building. When two continental plates collide, neither sinks easily because both are relatively buoyant. Instead, the crust compresses, folds, and thickens, eventually forming massive mountain ranges. Transform boundaries work differently. Here, plates slide past one another horizontally, instead of creating or destroying crust. This movement builds tension that can suddenly release as earthquakes. What makes plate tectonics so fascinating is that it connects nearly every major geological process on Earth. Earthquakes, volcanoes, ocean basins, and mountain systems are all pieces of the same planetary puzzle. Even the continents we know today, were once joined together in a supercontinent called Pangaea before gradually drifting apart. Earth may appear stable, but in reality, it is constantly evolving. The continents are still moving, oceans continue to expand or shrink, and tectonic forces are silently reshaping the world around us. The story of mountains, earthquakes, and shifting continents all begins with one extraordinary fact. Earth is alive with motion beneath the surface. How mountains are born: collision, uplift, and volcanism. Mountains may appear permanent and unchanging, standing tall against the sky for millions of years. But the truth is far more dramatic. Every mountain range on Earth is the result of immense geological forces operating over vast stretches of time. Mountains are not built overnight, nor are they random formations. They are created by the movement of tectonic plates, the crushing pressure of continental collisions, and, in some cases, explosive volcanic activity deep within Earth. The process of mountain formation is known as orogeny, a term geologists use to describe the large-scale deformation and uplift of Earth's crust. At its core, mountain building begins with one essential force: plate tectonics. Most mountains form at convergent plate boundaries, where tectonic plates move toward each other. When these plates collide, the crust experiences enormous pressure, causing it to bend, fold, break, and rise upward. However, not all collisions happen in the same way. Different types of plate interactions produce different types of mountains. One of the most powerful mountain-building mechanisms occurs when two continental plates collide. Continental crust is relatively thick and buoyant, meaning neither plate easily sinks into the mantle. Instead, both plates resist subduction and begin to compress against each other. Under extreme pressure, layers of rock fold and crumple like a giant rug being pushed from opposite sides. Over millions of years, this compression thickens the crust and forces it upward, creating vast mountain systems. A classic example is the collision between the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate, which continues to push upward and shape the towering Himalayan mountains today. Remarkably, these mountains are still rising because the tectonic collision has not stopped. Mountain formation can also occur when an oceanic plate collides with a continental plate. In this case, the denser oceanic crust sinks beneath the lighter continental crust through a process called subduction. But subduction does more than simply recycle crust into the mantle. It also fuels volcanism. As the descending oceanic plate sinks deeper into Earth, heat and pressure release water trapped within rocks. This lowers the melting temperature of surrounding mantle material, generating magma. Because magma is less dense than solid rock, it rises toward the surface. Over time, repeated volcanic eruptions build towering volcanic mountain chains. This process explains why many volcanic mountains form along tectonic plate boundaries. Entire volcanic arcs can emerge from subduction zones, creating dramatic landscapes marked by volcanoes, earthquakes, and active tectonic deformation. Yet mountain building is not only about collisions and volcanism. Another important process is uplift. Even after compression thickens the crust, geological forces continue pushing land upward. In some cases, erosion removes material from mountain surfaces, reducing pressure on the crust and allowing deeper rocks to rebound upward, a process known as isostatic uplift. At the same time, faulting often accompanies mountain formation. Massive sections of crust can fracture and shift vertically, creating rugged peaks, steep slopes, and deep valleys. In many mountain belts, folding, uplift, faulting, and volcanism occur together, shaping landscapes over immense timescales. It is important to understand that mountain formation is incredibly slow. Tectonic plates move only a few centimeters each year, far too slowly for humans to notice. Yet over millions of years, these tiny movements produce some of the largest features on Earth. The mountains we see today are geological records of ancient collisions, buried oceans, volcanic activity, and crustal deformation. Every ridge, peak, and valley tells a story written by tectonic forces acting over unimaginable spans of time. So the next time you look at a mountain, remember, you are not simply seeing rock. You are witnessing the visible result of Earth's internal energy. Continents colliding, crust rising, and the planet continuously reshaping itself beneath our feet. Why mountains keep changing? Erosion, earthquakes, and famous examples. At first glance, mountains may seem eternal, giant immovable structures frozen in time. Their towering peaks, steep cliffs, and rugged landscapes give the impression of permanence. But in reality, mountains are constantly changing. Even the tallest mountain ranges on Earth are shaped by an ongoing battle between powerful geological forces that build them up and natural processes that slowly wear them down. Mountain systems are dynamic landscapes, continuously evolving through uplift, erosion, tectonic stress, and earthquakes. In many ways, mountains are never truly finished. One of the most important forces reshaping mountains is erosion. While tectonic processes push land upward, erosion works in the opposite direction, gradually breaking mountains apart. Wind, water, ice, and gravity slowly remove rock from peaks and transport sediment into rivers, valleys, and oceans. Rainwater plays a particularly important role in this process. Water enters cracks in rocks, weakening them over time. In colder environments, freezing temperatures intensify destruction through freeze-thaw weathering. Water trapped inside fractures, freezes, and expands, widening cracks until pieces of rock eventually break loose. Rivers also dramatically reshape mountains. As rivers flow downhill, they carve valleys, transport sediment, and gradually cut through solid rock. Over millions of years, flowing water can transform rugged terrain into deeply incised landscapes filled with canyons and steep slopes. Glaciers are another powerful force of erosion. In colder climates and high elevations, moving ice acts like a giant geological bulldozer, grinding against bedrock and sculpting valleys into distinctive shapes. Many famous mountain landscapes owe their appearance to ancient glacial activity. But while erosion destroys mountains, tectonic activity continues trying to rebuild them. Many mountain ranges are still rising today because tectonic plates remain active beneath them. Compression at convergent plate boundaries constantly pushes crust upward, meaning some mountains continue to gain elevation even as erosion strips material away. This balance between uplift and erosion creates a fascinating geological competition. Imagine mountains being pushed upward from below while simultaneously being worn down from above. The landscapes we see today are the result of this long-term struggle. Earthquakes are another key reason mountains continue to change. Mountain belts are often located near tectonic boundaries where immense stress accumulates within rocks. When this stress becomes too great, faults suddenly rupture, releasing energy as earthquakes. Earthquakes can dramatically reshape mountain environments. They may trigger landslides, fracture bedrock, alter river systems, or even slightly change elevation in certain areas. In some cases, large earthquakes can permanently deform sections of crust. To better understand mountain evolution, let's look at several famous examples around the world. The Himalayas are perhaps the best example of an actively growing mountain system. Formed by the collision of the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates, these mountains continue to rise today. However, intense erosion caused by rivers, glaciers, and weather constantly removes rock from their peaks, creating an ongoing geological balance. The Andes provide another fascinating case. Here, mountains formed through subduction, where an oceanic plate sinks beneath continental crust. This process fuels volcanic activity, earthquakes, and crustal uplift, making the Andes one of the most tectonically active mountain systems on Earth. Meanwhile, the Alps tell the story of an ancient continental collision. Although tectonic activity there is less intense than in the Himalayas, erosion continues shaping valleys, cliffs, and dramatic landscapes that define the region today. Ultimately, mountains are not static monuments. They are living geological systems, constantly shaped by Earth's internal energy and surface processes. Some mountains rise, others shrink, and all continue evolving over time. So while mountains may appear timeless, the truth is extraordinary. Every peak on Earth is part of an endless story of destruction, renewal, and geological transformation unfolding